All right, so this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is another top 10 conspiracy theories of all time. This is coming from the channel Watch Mojo. Check it out.
The world is full of wild conspiracy theories, so much so that we couldn't just limit ourselves to one list.
Harvard study in China says that fluoride lowers children's IQ by 7 points.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
Really?
And today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 conspiracy theories.
I'm gonna be honest, there's something absolutely making us idiots. Referring to us idiots in the United States of America. It's obvious there's something happening here, guys. Right?
When you connect the dots between apparently unconnected people and situations and organizations, that's when the tapestry appears and you go, whoa.
For this list, we're looking at hypotheses and theories that suggest people have hidden or brought about a certain event or situation that is usually against the law or destructive to others.
And obviously everyone wondered if he had actually seen God.
If you don't see a theory you think should be on the list, be sure to check out our videos of the top 10 conspiracy theories of all time and the top 10 crazy conspiracy theories.
All right, let's do it.
Donaldson believes that as the plane climbs toward 14,000 feet, the men below have already locked the heat-seeking weapons.
Number 10. Lived out the rest of his life in Argentina.
It became pretty obvious that the death in the bunker was nothing but, well, fiction. Or maybe somebody died in the bunker, but it wasn't Adolf.
A number of conspiracy theories are attached to famous figures in history, and
Like, was it like his body double or something? I mean, it could be.
Adolf is no different. With the Allies closing in and the war all but over, committed in his bunker with his wife, Eva Braun. British authors Simon Dunstan and Gerard Williams have a different theory about his end, however. They believe that the Fuhrer didn't actually himself, but rather escaped to Argentina, and body doubles were shot instead.
Of the wife also? Could be.
In historia, de investigar bonariamente la muerte de.
According to their book, Grey Wolf, The Escape of Adolf Hitler, the married couple settled down and had 2 daughters in South America before dying in 1962.
This was during 1947.
Estuvo ahí sí, tuvo 3 días, eso yo sí. Eso yo porque vimos los choferes y todo.
Okay.
Padre Mónica también, pero nosotros tenemos que callarlo la boca.
I mean, so where are the daughters at then?
This idea has been widely dismissed by historians, though, who claim that the theory has no substance.
We got to the age of information where the truth should be out there, so let's get it out. That's what we're trying to do.
Number 9. Josef Mengele and the land.
I mean, bro, that's a wild one. Never heard that one before in my life. If that's true, well, we all were fools.
And of the twins.
But he never looked nobody in his eyes.
From one to another, Josef Mengele, also known as the Angel of Death, was assigned the task of discovering how twins were produced, in the hopes that this information could increase the Aryan birth rate.
These are all identical twins used for medical experiment. Hundreds of twins from all over Europe were brought to this camp. They were numbered, but their origin and even their names are unknown.
According to one theory, Mengele was successful, just not in Germany. He was said to have fled to Candido Godoy, a small town in Brazil near the end of the war, and continued to visit it in the 60s. This is the same town that has seen as many as 1 in 5 pregnancies result in twins. In fact, the town's official crest has a road sign that welcomes visitors to the land of the twins. Historians dispute the idea that
Like, do they all have the overall same aesthetic, like blonde hair, blue eyes?
Mengele ever actually experimented with twins there, while geneticists believe biological factors explain the twin phenomenon.
In all, Mengele had 3,000 twins. Some after chemicals were injected directly into their eyeballs.
Okay, chemicals.
His aim? To turn the color of eyes from inferior brown to Aryan blue.
Number 8. Lost cosmonauts.
Are you from another planet? It's Gagarin. Gagarin went into space.
Yuri Gagarin was the first human to journey to outer space.
Jeez,
or
guys, I'm
was
still
he?
stuck on that.
According to the lost or phantom cosmonauts conspiracy theory, Gagarin was the first human to survive the journey, but he was not the first sent to space.
Rumors of lost cosmonauts have been around since at least 1965.
Allegedly, the Soviet Union launched at least 2 unsuccessful manned space flights before Gagarin's. However, any information about these flights was concealed from the public because of the ongoing Cold War. Though most of the state's formerly restricted information has become available since the collapse of the USSR, there has been little uncovered to support this particular theory.
While the lost cosmonaut
they could have just deleted it.
Theory itself may not hold up to scrutiny, one thing's for sure: when it comes to Soviet Russia, there's plenty of stuff they don't want you to know.
Number 7, MH370 landed on Diego Garcia. Since the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 on March 8, 2014, there have been a number of theories that have emerged surrounding the incident.
Whoever was piloting this aircraft was trying to avoid detection.
One theory claims that the plane was headed towards a U.S. military base on Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean, but was shot down by U.S. forces who feared that the plane may have been attempting an attack on the base. While the FBI has disputed
Can't lie, that feels moderately plausible.
those allegations, the lack of an actual explanation for the disappearance means that this theory likely won't go away anytime soon.
No.
One thing you learn, and
because bro, I heard it for the first time and I'm just like, that sounds about right.
Any form of accident investigation is you rule nothing out.
Number 6, Shakespeare didn't write all his plays.
Could it be true that the greatest writer in the English language was as fictional as his plays?
Did the most famous playwright of all time even exist? Probably yes.
Yeah.
But he may not have written all of his plays, at least according to this theory. Some people claim that William Shakespeare was just a pen name used by a number of different writers.
Could be.
I want to thank
I'm gonna be honest.
actors. It's
That makes sense.
acting has brought my words to life.
Then there are others who believe in the Oxfordian theory of Shakespeare authorship, which claims that the 17th century Earl of Oxford, Edward de Vere, actually wrote what's considered to be the Bard's work.
Promise me you'll keep our secret safe, that you won't expose Shakespeare.
These alternative authorship theories have gained some traction due to the lack of biographical information about Shakespeare's life, but they are generally disregarded among English historians.
Yeah, why would they confirm that? Like, why would they want to confirm that? I think that would probably be very damaging, specifically to the legacy of the individual or multiple individual, or the idea of Shakespeare potentially.
Number 5, water fluoridation for mass mind control.
Okay, let's go.
How do my teeth look? Pretty good? Okay, great. Fluoride in the water might be helping that, but it might also be doing other things.
Fluoride helps make human teeth stronger, but some people believe that the government is putting fluoride in drinking water for another reason: to control the population.
The Telegraph points out a epidemiological study that was done there. They say fluoride in drinking water may trigger depression and weight gain.
In 1954, chemists
I'm gonna be honest, we are super fat and we definitely utilize some type of fluoride, right? So that could be it. I'm gonna be honest here, guys, right? Oh, I'm not fat, I have a thyroid problem. Yeah, all right, bro. Or is it that you're drinking fluoride or consuming fluoride? I have never heard these theories in my life, guys, none of them.
Charles Elliott Perkins declared that anyone who drinks fluoridated water for over a year will never be the same again, either physically or mentally.
An excess of fluoride causes fluorosis, which is the eating away of the enamel on your teeth. This is indicative of what it's doing to your body on a larger scale.
During World War II, they allegedly used fluoridated water to force people in concentration camps into calm submission, or even to sterilize humans. While it's been argued that the claim is an urban myth, it's also been alleged that water fluoridation was part of a plot to enforce communism in America in the 1950s and 60s.
Countries and states are going to continue being on board with fluoridation until someone finds damning evidence that they shouldn't be.
Yeah, but they're not going to find any damning evidence because apparently if there is any evidence, it's going to be immediately refuted by a whole lot of, like a team, let's say, of rich scientists. Why are they rich? Because they've been paid to say what they're saying.
Which in 70 years, no one has yet found.
Number 4, world leaders are lizard people, also known as reptilians.
In simple terms, there is a predator race which take a reptilian form. They're feeding off humanity. They've turned humanity into a slave race.
Are a bunch of lizards responsible for the 9/11 attacks and the Holocaust? According to one theory, yes. In David
Really?
Icke's book, The Biggest Secret, he claimed that most world leaders are actually shape-shifting reptilian beings or have been possessed by them and use horrific events to promote fear and hatred.
Let me guess, self-published?
I have talked to hundreds and hundreds of people all over the world. I've been to more than 40 countries researching this.
Okay, that's
who have told me the same basic recurring story of seeing people, often in positions of power, but not always, change from a human into a reptilian form and then go back again. Sometimes it's for a few seconds, sometimes it's for longer.
They're also apparently
Does it ever happen whenever you're filming, like is it on a video, or did you see it happen in real life? Because, you know, you could generally kind of, you know, make visual errors, let's say, whenever you do slow the frame rate of a video down, like, slow enough, everything seems to kind of blend together. If that's is that the case, or you saw it in person?
between 7 and 12 feet.
Totally fat, right? We are fat as a people compared to the rest of the world. Like, even some of the people that are considered skinny in the United States of America are fatter than everywhere else, right? What's the average weight of like a woman in the United States of America? 180. Then the men are like 200 something, guys. Where does that fit in? What's the average weight of a woman in like Asia? Smaller. You know, everywhere else, guys, right? Look at the men in Asia, smaller. We have a problem with our food, the air quality. There's a whole lot of crazy things that's happening to us, specifically in the United States of America, that are definitely affecting us. I'll agree with that, right? A lot of it is some like social conditioning. No, maybe the fluoride in itself has pushed us to where we are in terms of our like cultural divide. Maybe that's a thing, right? Could be, right? It's made people, you know, have less of an ability to literally critically think outside of their echo chamber. Right? Like, what has caused people to basically get into a corner and stay there and say that the other side is wrong, they're idiots, and blah 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 blah, et cetera, right? What has caused this? Let's start there. Let's figure that out, okay? Because that's a problem. We have a problem with that, right? I would say that is due to a lack of intelligence. To be honest, guys. Get out of your echo chambers. Understand that the people who you're basically making fun of on a daily basis because they have a different political ideology as you, they probably have a good point or two, guys. Right? There's no reason to not deal with them unless they're just a whole bunch of weirdos. That could be that also. And a weirdo is by definition yours, right? Just don't call them weirdos. Let's say if it's just because they have a different political ideology, right? They have to be like literally weirdos. Right, they're just doing weird things, like they're acting weird. All right. Either way, listen. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.